Dockery, or we know that you're typical go-to scorers, and you have some question marks around that, and it very well could be Gill this game.
Dickinson on the inside, Kansas back on top. Over the top, Dickinson plays it in. Nice delivery from K.J. Adams. Harris off the Adams screen. Down the left alley, nothing there. Now Griffin shoots it back for Dickinson.
Carolina game, and looked at a Heels lineup that was this small as these five right now.
It's been a long time.
Store to Dickinson. Oh! Count it, and a foul. Griffin. Adams takes a bump from Withers. Dickinson. Yes.
Well, there it is. They cleared out the side.
Over the top, lays it in. Kansas by 2. Griffin. Boy, Kansas bound and determined to get that ball into Dickinson for a touch. He goes to the right hand, Jay. Trying to stay with Zeke Mayo. Former South Dakota State Jackrabbit, who's averaging 20 a game through the first two for Kansas. Give him an assist as Dickinson has another bucket. Cooper with 6 early points. Spartans by 2. Dickinson from the elbow to tie it.
Boy, that's Michigan State basketball. Not the miss, but just getting it down the floor so quickly.
Dickinson up and in to tie the game. Have you ever been at a game since the three-point shot came in when neither team made a three in the first half?
No, I never have.
Keeping UNCW off the free throw line. That's something Kansas has struggled with. Kansas breaking the pressure. Dickinson recovers off his own bobble. Harris over the top for Dickinson. Nice. Scores before the double team arrives. To stop the clock to score. 14 points can get erased pretty quick. In for Dickinson.
Short one, and Kansas has got some problems.
That's a great play, though, from Cooper Bowser to be able to catch it and not barrel into Zeke Mayo for a charge. He was under control. They got it kicked out.
Dickinson can do it. Three-pointer. It's good. Kansas on fire early from deep.
That's nice.
Yeah, a little too easy there for the left-handed Dickinson.
Just wins the floor burn game. Here come the Jayhawks the other way. 3-on-3.
Got to move that ball.
Dickinson flush. Without a bucket, yet impacting both sides of the floor. Dickinson on Mitchell. Took a victory lap. Kansas was up to the challenge. They didn't have any issues. Missouri was the one that came to play today. Harris gives it up. Extra pass, and Dickinson's got his second triple.
But you got to shoot the open three.
On Harris downhill. Out to Coit. Coit 10th in the country in threes last year. Dickinson mid-range.
There you go.
Here comes Kansas.
Store. Dickinson. Big-time height advantage. Takes advantage of it. He went right up over Styles. There's Dickinson. Hands it off. They got a two-man game going. There it is. Dickinson lays it up and in.
Zeke Mayo to Hunter Dickinson. And that's just pretty simple basketball. You've got a 5 guy that's 7'2". Tears coming down his face. 2 hours before the game. I said, Mr. Bill, are you okay? He said, it's Louisville, son. It's Louisville.
Well, here, they don't care about Louisville or anyone else. They love Kansas, and they see Dickinson.
He is active, number 45 in the brown jersey.
The left-hander, Dickinson, he's got range.
Griffin, a quick three. Tip, Dickinson, got it.
Shaquille Moore, number 0 in blue, making his first start since last season at Mississippi State. And there is a quick touch inside. 29 blocks in 12 games in his rookie campaign. That's the same pace through 12 as Taco Fall in his first year. Dickinson, that is exactly where he wants to get it. Gets both of them. 10-point lead now for the Jayhawks. Zeke Mayo will lob it inside. Dickinson, fantastic hands. This is also a look Kansas fans have been hungering to see. Dickinson and Bidunga on the court at the same time. And one for Hunter Dickinson. And this is the lineup, the matchups that Kansas took advantage of when they were able to get back into the game against West Virginia.
He does such a great job walking you up, and when he catches the basketball, he is patient.
Arizona State, one of the areas they've improved from last year is their three-point shooting. Feed inside, Dickinson flips it up and in.
Who else but Clayton's?
Freeman had it blocked. Moore saves it, and now Harris, Dickinson, the throwdown, and one.
Well, great hustle play right here by Kansas. Juwan Harris knows that he can give it up, and Hunter Dickinson has the ability to make a play off the dribble in the open court.
Shot clock under 10, Dickinson. The handoff and Griffin. Back to Dickinson off the glass and in.
There is Zeke Mayo moving in his 100th career start, and Hunter Dickinson. Hunter Dickinson going to work down low. Turns to the baseline, and Dickinson. Here comes KU. Dickinson on the drive, and Dickinson gets it to go.
Both teams really struggling to shoot the basketball.
Hunter Dickinson on the block.
Because they're not worried about Juwan Harris shooting the ball from the perimeter.
Shot clock running down. Dickinson puts it up and hits.
He's like the Chris Paul of Iowa State. Grew up in this area.
Ooh, Gilbert just got wiped out on a screen by Dickinson. Dickinson with a bucket as well.
Well, KJ Adams out, we might see more and more of that, I guess.
I would go inside against this lineup.
Dickinson wheels, left hand on the baseline. That's what happened to him earlier this week in their loss to Texas Tech. The three-pointers weren't going. Look at Hunter Dickinson with a finger roll.
He's having a ball.
Harris trying to turn the corner. Dickinson flips it up, puts it home.
Better job of fighting over those screens because Ouellette is getting loose.
Feed inside, Bidunga. Reynolds rejected by Bidunga. Kick up ahead. Here's Shaquille Moore. He missed it. And the throw down, Dickinson.
Ouellette is a natural scorer.
Storr finds Dickinson inside. He puts it in, score it.
Take a look at Dickinson. That is hard to catch that on the run when you're 7'2".
Uday pops out, Dickinson.
You gonna shoot it again, Shaquille?
Dickinson puts it home.
That team in scoring as a freshman.
Harris into the front court, looking, finds Hunter Dickinson, who flips it up and in. Dickinson, good feed to Bidunga, back to Dickinson, and one. Wow.
Mayo on the run, blind pass, Dickinson finishes it. Swatted by Ivy Curry, but there's Dickinson. Skips it into the corner. Griffin, it's well defended. Bidunga on Hall. Dumps it underneath. Hunter tries to reverse. Does so and scores. Dickinson, a spin. Another adjustment. And this time gets it up and in. Handoff Griffin. Turns the corner. Goes underneath. Adams. Dickinson all alone. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Griffin somehow threaded that pass to Dickinson, who slams it home. Dickinson gives it back to Zeke Mayo. He gives it back to Dickinson, who drops that in.
And you don't want to let a team back in, and they have.
How about Hunter Dickinson? You talk about stick-to-itiveness. He's got 14 as he puts that one home. Toss inside, great feet, great post.
Nice pass.
Great look, and the seal off on the season.
Mayo, good look inside, and Dickinson. The Cyclones 2 for their last 19.
And they should be down 20.
Inside, Dickinson, and one.
It just hurts my sensibilities as a coach that knows what it takes to win on the road.
Mayo inside, a little bit strong. Dickinson to knock down the three-pointer. Mayo with Jones, Dickinson.
7 on the shot clock for the Jayhawks. Here's Dickinson, left-hand jump shot. 2 DMV guys scoring the last couple of buckets. And Dickinson, speaking of.
2 minutes in the Iowa State game on Monday night with Harris saddled with 2 fouls. They're going to need some playmaking from him. That's a basket.
Too easy for Hunter Dickinson. Dickinson, the extra pass. Griffin, back to Dickinson for 2. Dickinson found an opening, and he has 21.
Absolutely loaded tournament. UCLA, Notre Dame, South Carolina trying to defend its title. Big to big again, boy. Percent. Moore drives it, flips it for Dickinson, and a soft foul at the end. Into Adams. He's been the facilitator.
I got to shoot that.
Harris will. Missed it. Dickinson barely had the jump. He scores and is fouled again.
Credit because they're playing with a lot of poise.
Harris on the roll into the paint. Cut off by Hammond. Dickinson shoves it in right through the freshman.
And we're 7 minutes in.
Dickinson from Harris. They've done a good job rebounding the ball. They are out-rebounding Kansas here tonight. Dickinson lays it in.
About a month and a half ago, inserted into the starting lineup by Kevin Young for BYU is Hunter Dickinson.
There are 2 games that they lost. Utah last weekend at BYU, wire to wire. They never led in either game. As Lutz mentioned in our conversation with him earlier this morning, when we've been engaged, locked in with our defense, we've been a different team. Dickinson, sweet stroke. Just playing with all
backdoor.
Look at the ball hop, Spiro. Dickinson, it is an offensive clinic for Kansas.
How well they're doing at both ends of the floor, especially at the offensive side. Uh-oh, the big guy.
Dickinson unleashed.
And look at this. Hunter Dickinson headed down the floor.
Here's Dickinson. Got it out at the elbow extended. Got it back from Mayo, and Dickinson is good on the jumper. And then Dickinson with a good ball screen defense. Picked it and lays it in, plus a foul.
And how he shows on those ball screens is imperative. Having active hands. If you're not tight with the ball, he got his hand in there.
Dickinson off the pick and roll, swirls one home. Looking for contact. The hustle by KJ Adams keeps it alive for the Jayhawks.
You attack this, he's got 4 fouls.
Hunter Dickinson over the right shoulder with the left hand.
And then kicking out for the uncontested 3.
Hunter Dickinson down low. The drop step and the lay-in, Hunter Dickinson. Dickinson inside. Shot wouldn't fall. Gets his own miss and puts it home. Dickinson inside and puts it home. Inside, great look, and the seal. His 61st career double-double. Going to work on Tugler. Nice. Oh, look at that shot. Here's Dickinson, turn around, flips it up, and in.
Walker's already got the 1. He tries to hold his ground. If you do not double Hunter Dickinson, you're in trouble. KJ Lewis just shot right over him.
Dickinson able to answer with a mid-range jumper of his own. Kansas on the move. Mayo, feed inside, point blank, look, Hunter Dickinson. Harris to Dickinson, just beyond the elbow, knocks it down.
And been a big lift for the Wildcats.
Storr will try. And that might have been deflected. Dickinson gathers it in, puts it home.
Just talked about how many consistent threats there are on this Kansas team on the floor. He is one of them. You cannot lose him.
Benny Williams tries to go inside. It is denied. Up top inside, and it's stripped from Mustafa Chong. Zeke Mayo. Hunter Dickinson hustling for the offensive rebound on the putback.
When I was in the league.
Where was this Kansas team when I was playing?
Hunter Dickinson,
in the lead, but they out of the 2-3 zone. They're quick to match up out of it.
Hunter Dickinson, his second three of the second half.
Look at this. Hunter Dickinson with the pick and pop. You better get out there because he is hot.
Practice, and every coach will tell you this. You practice situations with him on the bench. You have to.
Hunter Dickinson is 3 of the night.
Was that same thing? I had to attack AJ Storr again. That's a foul.
Storr on the baseline, and Hunter Dickinson.
On the floor, get out of my way, freshman. I see a ball, and I want a trip to night 2 for the Kansas Jayhawks. That was a strong, aggressive shove.
Zeke Mayo, Hunter Dickinson in the wing. Fresh shot clock for the Jayhawks. Hunter Dickinson trading threes, the 7-footers. Dickinson from deep, and the second three for Hunter Dickinson. 3-point shooting for Arizona, 7 for 11 from outside the arc. A team that shoots under 32% from 3 on the season. Kansas goes inside and 1.
After him. Go at him again.
Hunter Dickinson in the lane into a 3-point lead. Hunter Dickinson attacks the baseline. Dickinson down low using the window.